Hello everyone, welcome to Anybest YouTube channel. My name is Eno Johnson and today I'll be talking about apple farming. Wambugu apple is also known as semi-arid apple. It's an organic grafted apple that can be grown anywhere. Apple farming has been a difficult thing in West Africa, including Nigeria, due to climatic conditions. This fruit-bearing plant is very selective, yet the fruit is loved by so many, like me. That is why the rate of consumption keeps increasing daily. Apple is more preferred to other fruits by majority of the people. One can go for 200, 250 depending on the size. Wambugu apple grows in a warm or hot temperature of about 36 degrees Celsius, unlike the other known species that grows only in temperate regions with low temperature. Most African countries import from South Africa and Israel. We import from South Africa. The cost of importation increases the price when it gets down to Nigeria. And of course, dollar has been going up. You can imagine. Okay, now the one we were buying six rather for 1,000 naira is now 5 for 1,000 naira. So you could imagine. And it was because of this challenge that Wambugu, a Kenyan man, formerly a mechanic, started searching for solution because the seedlings imported from Israel couldn't grow in Kenya. In his quest, he went to the forest and caught the natural apple, grafted it with the seedling from Israel. Boom! Wambugu apple was better. The yield was more than the imported one. Of course, that's one thing with grafted plants. It does better than the parent plant. Wambugu apple became the first apple tree that can be grown in warm regions. As such, it's grown now in Nigeria. So it's an opportunity for you if you have interest in growing apple. It's an opportunity for you now to grow apple in Nigeria. You can imagine the number of cartons that are being shipped into Nigeria almost on a daily basis. So governments and even private organizations can even sponsor people that have interest in growing this fruit. Okay, here are the steps to cultivate Wambugu apple. The apple can be grown in any soil type and weather, but not in waterlogged area. For optimum growth and yield, plant them in sandy loam soil. Step 1, clear your land. Remove trees, shrubs, grasses and weeds. You can keep them in one place for compost manure. Dig a hole of about 60 cm by 60 cm or a hole of 2 feet by 2 feet. Before starting, prepare the soil by mixing organic manure with topsoil in an equal rate of 1:1, 50-50, kind of a thing, half-half. Apply 30 kg of the fully decomposed manure in each hole. Next step is planting. Soak the roots of the seedlings in water for 1 hour before planting to hydrate them. Sow the seedlings into the already dug hole at a depth of 2 inches above the soil level. Mulch the root area with decomposed manure. The spacing should be 5 meter by 5 meter for optimum growth. Transplant them very early in the morning or later in the evening, but first of all, loosen the soil before planting. Don't shade the seedlings. Don't go and plant them under a canopy. Allow sun to touch them. They do well with enough sunlight. Now, when your apple grows, make sure you prune them. Prune them means you cut the trees, that you trim the trees. So prune your apple tree 2 to 3 years after planting for a good and healthy structure. If not, they will just develop one kind of structure like that. For trees that look nice, neat, is the one trimmed. They will just grow tall like this. They will just grow up, not that will start branching, having several branches. Transplant them very okay. I already told you to transplant them very early in the morning. Now, an acre require 310 seedlings, 310 seedlings. The next thing to consider is pests and disease. The common pests are aphid, fruit fly, spider mite. So because Wambugu is a seedling that is hybrid in nature, so you can plant them, and because it has a good resistance to pest and disease. So prevent pest and disease by using free seedlings. Irrigation: apply water 5 to 10 liters daily, but when the rain keeps falling every day, stop watering to avoid root rot, and do so when there is drought. Fertilizer application: top dressing should be done 6 months after planting Wambugu apple. After planting, top dressing should be done 6 months after planting. Wambugu apple can be grown completely with farmyard manure. Where there is need for additional nutrients, you can add 150 grams of organic fertilizer to boost growth. We have different varieties. You saw we have the green apple, we have the brown apple. In fact, there are different varieties. The golden variety, the red delicious. Now let me talk about harvest and yield. The ordinary apple, the one those small ones that we see here in Nigeria that grows in our region, those ones stay like 3 years before they produce. Ordinary apple trees matures within 3 years after planting. Grafted seedlings or the improved variety like the Wambugu apple matures and fruit between 9 to 14 months. A tree can produce 1,000 to 2,000 fruits. This is not an exaggeration, it's what's it's reality. This is achievable after 3 years. So it's not when you plant it after 1 year, but they said it's going to be 1,000 fruits. No. For the first year, you only see but few fruits, just few fruits. But in 3 years' time, it will keep increasing. That's how it will keep increasing and increasing for years before diminishing returns sets in. Pluck the fruits with your hands when they are still very fresh into basket. It should not be rough, handle or brush on the ground to avoid abrasion that can quickly destroy the fruits. The plant can live and produce for more than 45 years. Can you beat that? So it's a lifetime investment. Even if you have 10 trees around your compound, that will save you well. Very soon, I'm going to tell you the profits in this in apple farming, so that you put on your thinking cap again, and you can just stress your environment, with this. It's not that huge tree that No, this one it's like a shrub, just a little tree. So you can do well to use it as ornamental in your compound, while using it to beautify your compound. It gives you money. It has 2 seasons within a year: July to August and December to January. Delay in harvest will invite insects and pests to the fruits, which would destroy it. So always harvest them on time. When we talk about marketing, of course, the sellers are all out there. If they are importing it from South Africa, you that is within that have the most succulent fresh one, they will be looking for you. They will be asking you when today come for it. In fact, they will book it down for harvest. Profitability in Wambugu apple farming. So now here is it. I'm going to use an acre, just like I said, to earn for my analysis now. I told you that an acre would contain 310 trees. So you plant 310 seedlings. So let's all say a tree produces 1,000 fruits. Let's not even just say 2,000. Let's leave the other numbers that will come. Let's just stay at 1,000. If you are selling one as the farmer now, as the producer, now, not as a retailer also. You will have 100 times 1,000 is 100,000. 100,000 times 310 trees will give you 31 million for an acre. Now we have 2 seasons. If you say 2 times 31 million will give you 62 million. Even if you spent 20 million, is that not profit for you within a space of 3 years? And that this is how you will be earning, making profits in for a lifetime. Even when depreciation are setting, diminishing returns are setting, you can always restock. You understand? You destroy the old one and plant and restock new seedlings. So this is where I'll stop. And just in case you are thinking, where has this happened in Nigeria? We have apple farms in Jos, in Plateau State. We also have it in Oga, Anambra State. And in fact, Seed World has been establishing it for people. You can check them out on Google, and then if you're interested, they can establish one for you. Thank you very much for staying glued to Anybest YouTube channel. Please give a like to this video, and bye for now.